You know that person in your circle who never seems stressed about money? The one who doesn't talk about it much, doesn't flex it, but somehow always has it. Emergency hits? They're fine. Opportunity shows up? They move. Everyone else is scrambling. They're steady. That person isn't lucky. They didn't win anything. And most of the time, they didn't even earn more than you. They just think differently. And today we're breaking down the exact psychology of people who always have money. The habits nobody taught you, the mindset most people never discover, and the one belief about money that separates them from everyone else. Stay until point number 5, because that one will make you rethink everything you thought you knew about yourself. 1. They don't see money as something to spend. They see it as something to direct. Here's the first thing that separates people who always have money from people who always run out of it. It's not income. It's intention. Most people treat money like water in their hands. It comes in, and it slowly leaks out through 100 small decisions until there's nothing left. And then they wait for more to come in and do it all again. But people who always have money treat every dollar like it has a job. Psychologists call this intentional resource allocation. Before money arrives, they've already decided where it goes. Rent, savings, investment, fun. Yes, fun has a budget too. Nothing is left to feeling or mood. They don't ask, what do I want today? They ask, where does this need to go? That one shift turns money from something that happens to you into something you happen to. And that is the beginning of financial control. 2. They are deeply, almost uncomfortably comfortable with saying no. People who always have money are not people who never want things. They want things. They see things. They feel the pull. But they have developed what psychologists call delayed gratification muscle, the ability to feel the desire and consciously choose not to act on it right now. The famous Stanford marshmallow experiment showed that children who could delay eating one marshmallow to earn 2 later performed better financially, academically, and emotionally in life. Not because they were smarter, because they had learned to tolerate the discomfort of waiting. People who always have money say no to the dinner they can't afford. No to the upgrade they don't need. No to the social pressure of spending to belong. And here's what makes them different. They don't say no with pain. They say no with purpose, because they know exactly what they're saying yes to instead. Every no is a quiet investment in a future version of themselves. 3. They treat savings like a bill, not a reward. Ask most people when they save money and they'll tell you the same thing. Whatever's left at the end of the month. And that's exactly why most people have nothing saved. Because there is never anything left at the end of the month. Life expands to fill whatever money is available. People who always have money figured this out early. They pay themselves first. The moment income arrives, a fixed amount leaves immediately into savings or investment, before rent, before food, before anything. What's left is what they live on. Behavioral economists call this paying yourself first, and research shows it is the single most effective financial behavior across income levels. Not budgeting apps, not financial literacy courses. Just one habit: move the money before your brain can spend it. They don't save what's left. They spend what's left after saving. That reversal, as simple as it sounds, is the architecture of financial stability. 4. They have a completely different relationship with financial risk. Here's something most people misunderstand about people who always have money. They are not reckless, but they are also not afraid. Most people avoid financial risk because the thought of losing money feels unbearable. Psychologists call this loss aversion. The pain of losing something is psychologically twice as powerful as the pleasure of gaining the same thing. So most people stay still. They keep money in a regular account, earning nothing, because at least it feels safe. People who always have money understand that safety and security are not the same thing. Keeping money still in an inflation economy is actually losing money slowly without feeling it. So they take calculated risks, they invest, they start things, they put money to work, not blindly, but with research and patience behind every move. They are not fearless. They are educated enough that the fear gets smaller than the opportunity. And that difference between fear-driving decisions and knowledge-driving decisions is where financial growth actually begins. 5. Their identity is not tied to what they spend, it's tied to what they build. Now here is the one I promised you, the deepest psychological difference of all. Most people, without realizing it, use money to communicate who they are. The car, the outfit, the restaurant, the vacation posted online. Psychologists call this conspicuous consumption, spending not for the thing itself, but for what the thing signals to others. And it is one of the most powerful and most expensive psychological traps in modern life. People who always have money broke free from this. Not because they don't enjoy nice things, they do. But their self-worth is not sitting on the outside of their bank account. It is anchored in something internal. What they know, what they've built, what they're becoming. They don't need the purchase to feel like somebody. They already feel like somebody. And because they're not spending to perform their identity, they keep more of what they earn and they grow it quietly while everyone else watches. The most financially secure people you will ever meet are often the hardest to identify by looking at them. That is not a coincidence. That is the strategy. Here's what I want you to understand before you go. None of these 5 things require a high income to start. They require a different way of seeing. You were not taught this in school. Nobody sat you down and explained. Intentional allocation, delayed gratification, paying yourself first, calculated risk, or identity. Independence. Most people figure this out in their 40s, if they figure it out at all. But you're here now. You're hearing it now. And awareness is always where change begins. You don't need more money to think like someone who always has money. You need to start thinking like that first. And the money follows the mindset. You're not behind. You're just getting the manual you should have had years ago. So tell me, which of these 5 hit you hardest? Was it the identity one? The savings habit? The way they say no without guilt? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. Please subscribe. Thanks for watching.